Jeremiah here with my main man, Jeff from Skunk Funk in Saskatoon. Jeff Lundstrom. Jeff, how you doing?
We're surviving and continuing to go through the prohibition war on cannabis and medical, more specifically medical users. So.
Right. So now we have Justin Trudeau sworn in as the Canadian Prime Minister. And just a few days before he was sworn in, we had continued raids on medical marijuana facility, a facility in Saskatoon there, the Saskatchewan Compassion Club. Now, Jeff, you came on the show last week and told us what was going on, and I wanted to have you back to give me and everybody else an update on where we're at now and what's been happening.
Okay, so basically since the raid, the Saskatoon City Police Service and City Hall have received a backlash of support, like from the community. They've been hitting them real hard, basically giving them hell for wasting police resources. And as this is all happening, we've had 9 armed robberies in our city in the last month. One of them on the very day that the raid occurred. Only one of those have been solved. So we're seeing an armed robbery every other day in this city. There's rampant use of hard drugs in this city. There's lots of use of alcohol in the city. So there's problems that they could be focusing their police resources on, and they're not. Instead, they're focusing their resources on the Compassion Club and what's happening with medicinal marijuana patients.
Right, and so the public is very upset about this because it's been getting press. And now people in Saskatoon are actually calling the police department and complaining about it.
There's been tons of complaints, so they've been actually really, really aggressive in their pursuit to explain themselves. So
Right.
they're basically trying to backpedal and saying that everything that they've done is within the law, and even though they know that the regulatory system is changing, that they're going to continue to uphold the so-called law until such time that the laws are repealed.
Wow. So it's up to Justin to... I saw their comment. I did see the Saskatoon police come out and say, it's all illegal, we're doing what we're supposed to, it's all illegal. But that's not really, in the spirit of what's going on. And when you take a look at the Vancouver Police Department and others, it's not just up to the police to blindly follow these laws that are on the books. In some of these places, there's still laws that say you can't go swimming without a bathing suit that covers your ankles and shit. So, police have discretion that they're supposed to use.
Now they're moving forward with even worse scenario. They've gone so now we've started fundraising. Myself personally and the Prairie Municipal Harvest Cup have stepped up and paid the rent for November for the club because they didn't have any funds left. So that was $3,000, and then now they're blocking every opportunity we have to fundraise. So a friend of ours who's a promoter was putting on a show at the local pub here, and all the money he was going to raise on the 20th for the show was going to go to help the club. And the police went to the owners of the establishment and threatened them and said, if you guys have this fundraiser, we will shut it down and shut you down.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
It's not illegal to fundraise.
Yeah, that's right. So they're publicly threatening the people that are trying to help us raise money. They've also gone behind the back of Mark to his leasing company, and they're threatening the owner of the building and the leasing company with action against them if they don't evict Mark immediately, because they're not happy his doors are still open.
Wow. And though Mark's...
It's going to get worse.
Well, Jeff, I was just going to say Mark's doors are open, but he's not actually selling pot anymore.
He's not. What we're doing down there is they're referring patients to obtain a license on the new fucking shitty regulatory program, at least to still help patients, and we're attempting to use the area as a vapor lounge so that we can generate income. But we need to fundraise. I was on Cannabis in Canada live with Jason Wilcox last night, and I'm issuing a call to action across Canada to all activisms. And we need your help, and we need definitely your financial support because we can't make this happen. So Cannabis in Canada started a page with a GoFundMe thing. Mark's got an Indigo thing that's a GoFundMe. We're doing a stake night that's here in Saskatoon locally on the 16th. We're also going to continue to fundraise. We have a rally tomorrow, again at the police station, to exercise our rights and to show the police that even though they're going to continue to intimidate us, we're not going to back down.
Good. Now, Mark was in jail for a while, a night at least, and
24 hours, yeah.
And wow, so did they end up setting bail? And how did that all work out in the end?
Yeah, he received him and Lane Brindle are out right now on $1,000 bail, and the other two girls co-accused are out on their own reconnaissance. Nobody's heard publicly from the girls because they were just lonely secretaries and administrators, so they had nothing to do with the day-to-day operations. But the charges that they're charging them with, like production of cannabis resin, even though we won the Smith case, so I don't even know where they even come up with those charges. The cannabis resin they're referring to is juiced marijuana leaves, so it's not even cannabis resin, it's cannabis juice with lower levels of THC in the leaf. So, I mean, it's just ludicrous. Everything that they're doing and the threats, and they're basically, if it doesn't show the corruption with inside the police force in Saskatoon and with inside the police force across our country, I mean, they need to cease and desist everything they're doing. Everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that they're targeting sick people, going after medicine in this way, when we have a new prime minister who says he wants to fully legalize it. And I mean, none of this is going to stick in the end. They're just, doing everything they can to make people's lives uncomfortable because they're assholes.
They shouldn't be given the right to have that much power and autonomy over us, considering we're the ones who pay their fucking bill.
No kidding, Jeff. Wow. So now you guys have been doing media. I saw that the press has been coming out. How has the treatment been of you guys in the local press there?
Well, Dan Zakrensky from CBC has always been a big supporter. We've always had support with inside the media. One of the gentlemen that works for Global Saskatoon went to high school and elementary school with Mark from the Compassion Club, so he knows Mark on a personal level. Like, if you look back at Mark Hogstaff's history, before he was the owner of the Compassion Club, he worked a safety-sensitive job. He got guys to piss in a cup for employment for his job. Like, the guy's, before he was the weed guy, Compassion Club weed guy, he was straight edge at his job. So, I mean, the guy has zero ties to any kind of organized crime. He has zero ties to any kind of production. He doesn't, the guy, pretty much a straight edge. He's got no kids. He's got a great family, a brother and his parents that seem to really care about what he's doing. His brother's the one who did the steak night for him. So, I mean, there are people that he's got in his corner. And I think you're going into this, Mark kind of knew what he was up against. We talked extensively about this back at the beginning of August and September before he opened about what was going to happen and how we were going to approach this after it did happen. I just don't think we expected the onslaught of corruption that the police are capable of.
No kidding, man. It's just bizarre that they seem to be, like of all the places in Canada that have these dispensaries, for some reason right at the last moment, Saskatoon is going after them. Like, it just seems so harebrained to me. Like, from a police perspective, I don't understand why they're doing it, and what's the purpose of this?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is Brent Zettel and Prairie Plant Systems, and they're feeling the crunch because they grow real shitty weed, and everybody and their dog, and that even though they've manipulated the system within Saskatchewan to make sure that doctors only sign patients up with Candymed, they still can't make $1 because they sell, as soon as the patient gets a taste of that shit, they're out back on the black market getting from the street because it's better. Or they're going to a dispensary, or they're going to somewhere else to get their stuff. And that's what we keep arguing about, is reasonable access. Where the fuck are all these sick people supposed to get their medicine from?
No kidding.
From your cupboard? Like, it doesn't come out of your grow room there, Don Atchison, or Mayor, or the city police chief, Mr. Wayhill. It doesn't come out of their fucking grow ops in their basement. So, until we figure all this out, reasonable access, there's a decision in the Allard case, and patients that are allowed reasonable access continuously no matter where. I mean, it's sad to know the courts are going to be the ones that get shit on over all this. And who knows with the platform of legalization? Who knows, Jeremiah? It's a bad time, man. I didn't think the war would get worse after Justin Trudeau got in. I thought it would get better.
No kidding. Well, I think that this is just, again, their last hurrah or something, you know? The straight set your watch haircut folk, the buzz cut crew down in Saskatoon there, you know, they're probably pissed off that Justin got elected. Everybody's angry. You know, in a way, this is a cultural war. So it's a war of mentalities between these groups, you know, and these cops are on one side. They hate marijuana and those drug heads and all this. That they've been trained like that for a long time. I think some of the West Coast attitudes never really made it to the prairies when it comes to the cops, you know?
They seem to have their own agenda, which is we are the law and the law will uphold them till you know what I mean? It reminds me of the United States, you know, like they're just relentless in their operational behavior in surrounding these situations. So, right. I mean, they raided Mark with 10 drug officers, and nobody down there was any threat. I mean, Lane, for fuck's sakes, I mean, you know, he's got a chunk of his intestine removed. Do you really think that guy's going to fight his way out?
No kidding.
You know, we're not dealing with criminals here. We're dealing with sick people. Like, and these are all licensed people. So, I mean, it's just ludicrous to see where it stands and to know that they will continue this like I said, relentless war until all the power is taken away from them. And then who knows what they'll do? They'll probably still try. You know, if Justin does legalize and he starts this new regulatory program and these task forces inside the provinces, who knows where we'll stand after all that? You know, like, it might get worse. It may not get better. Legalization may not be the answer if they plan to control it the way they do. I saw a story about they were in Denver about kids getting poisoned by Halloween candy that had laced with cannabis, and I was like, poison? You can't get poisoned by a plant. Can a tomato plant poison you? No, it gives you nourishment. It feeds you. It makes you healthy. It's good to consume. Well, so is the cannabis plant. So what the fuck are we talking about? Like,
I know.
I don't know,
well, no, the press loves to have a field day with that. We're going to see, you know, no matter what happens as time goes on and the stigmas become less strong in our society against marijuana, there's going to be those people on the other side who make a big fuss about it. We're going to see a lot of the Pam McCalls pop up and say, our world is going to shit, you know, because the media loves that sensational attitude and idea. So the media is going to be looking for the naysayers for sure once legalization gets here even more. But you know what I'd like to know right now is, what does the Liberal Party, Justin's team, think of these raids? I'm going to put a call into the Liberal Party and see if I can get an answer about this, because I mean, it just. Go ahead, Jeff.
Sorry, keep cutting you off. I was on the phone with Sean Conroy today, trying to figure out exactly what is the next move for us. You know, because we are up against all this. Like, there's nothing we can do to get the police to stop pushing us up against the wall. And he just simply said to pound out the health minister's line and her email and her fax with as many stories and letters of concern from each patient that we possibly can. So I think that's the next step for me. And I don't know, we're going to keep rallying and fundraising for Mark and the Compassion Club, and if there's anything that anybody can do to help, if you have $1 in your pocket and you give a fuck about the cause, please, we could use that dollar like right now.
So Jeff, again, I wanted to give people the information. This is a call to action. We need your help in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Jeff, give them the info about what's happening this weekend one more time.
Okay, so tomorrow, if you're in Saskatoon or around the Saskatoon area and want to come be part of the rally, it's downtown tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the Saskatoon Police Station. Otherwise, if you want to get in touch with us to help donate, you can holler at either Mark or myself. Mark, you can get at the Compassion Club in Saskatoon, and their number is area code 306-974-9874. Or you can catch me at Skunk Funk in Saskatoon. That's 306-979-7565. Or you can get us on our email at skunkfunksmoker@gmail.com.
And Jeff, the thing that's happening tomorrow, is there a Facebook page or anything online about that we can send people to?
There's a link to everything on Mark's Saskatoon or Saskatchewan Compassion Club. So their main page on Facebook, if you guys want to share it around.
I will.
Mark's pretty diligent on there to posting on where and when things are happening.
Perfect. Excellent, Jeff. Thanks for coming on and letting us know what's happening there again. This is the battleground. This is the front in Canada right now. And though we have JT as our Prime Minister, we're still fighting it in the trenches out on the prairies. So if you can get down there tomorrow, please do help out these guys. And also, if you can contribute anything, this is really where we need it right now. So we'll share this information on the show notes of today's show as well, so people can go to the front page of cannabisculture.com or pot.tv and find that information. Jeff, thanks a lot, brother.
Thank you, Jeremiah. I appreciate all the help and all the support from everybody across Canada and the cannabis community. And the fight will continue here in the prairies. I guarantee we're going to roll it out bigger and better next year. The PMHC is going to be the biggest party this town's ever seen. So we want to smoke it outside, inside, and all around. So hopefully it's legalized by then, my brother, and keep the fight going, and I'll do the same. That's
right. We don't want any interruptions of the Prairie Medicinal Harvest Cup now that the cops are on the anti-weed bandwagon there.
No shit. I don't think they want to shut down that kind of party.
No kidding, man. No kidding. Awesome, Jeff. Well, great talking with you, and we'll touch base soon.